Hello and welcome to the podcast by yours truly, Qn9nety. I've decided to do a podcast, and this is going to be the intro episode to all things that I'm going to be doing. So I haven't really got a name yet, but I've been working on one, and we'll see how it goes. But this is going to be a podcast about everything in general. We can talk about whatever. There's not going to be any limit here to what the conversation is going to be about. So anybody that wants to get involved, give me a contact, and the email address is Qn9nystudios@gmail.com. Right, so first things first, I am the owner of Qn9ny Studios. My name is Paddy Mullen, aka Qn9nety, and recently I have recorded and released my own album, Occupying Space. Came out on the 6th of November 2020. And 2020 was a difficult year, and it looks like 2021 is not going to be much better for the first 6 months or more. So I know everybody's going to be stuck in home, and a lot of people are going to be out of work for a long time. Possibly it could be May or June before everybody's back to work or have some sort of work that they're going to, especially the hospitality sector. But being involved in music, and actually many other areas of work, because I'm a fully qualified plumber as well. Some call me Mario, but I digress. Anyway, the first topic of conversation that I'm going to have today is I would like to play music on my podcast, and anybody that wants to get their music on the podcast, I need to have your permission to play the music on this podcast, because right now I can't afford the license. So I need to have 100% permission by the artist. You have to own 100% of your own music. It can't be signed to a publisher, or it can't be signed to any other platforms, because obviously they'll be looking their cut. But if anybody's looking a bit of exposure, I don't really mind what kind of music that you play. I'm open to all genres, and that's basically it. Look, I would love to hear from artists who would like their music out there. So if you can, send me your stuff to Qn9nystudios@gmail.com. Tell me a bit about yourself. Send me some links to your social medias, and I will put them in the description. I'll hopefully be putting this podcast out on Spotify and YouTube for now anyway, and then we'll go from there. So get in touch, artists, and we'll try and get the music in. Right, so the first topic of conversation that I wanted to talk about on this podcast was investing. So recently I have learned a lot about investing in the stock markets and just investing in general. So I started out last August, and I started growing from there with my investment portfolio, and I would recommend that anybody out there that is looking to secure some sort of financial security, I would seriously consider looking into investments in the stock market. Look, bank savings accounts are a thing of the past. I think you're getting 0.001 interest, which is pish, and it's really for fuck all. So the stock market is out there. It's so easy to access these days that you can just download the app onto your phone. I use 212 Trading. That is a plug, 212 Trading. So, hit me up for some advertising. I'm only joking. So I downloaded 212 Trading, and within 212 Trading there is two types. So there's CDC, and then there's the investment. So you want to work on the investment side of things. You can go in there and you can create an investment pie, and then you can add in as much money as you'd like on a monthly basis. It could be as little as £1, and can be up to, I think, like £1,000, or maybe more. But I think it would be a good idea for anybody that is looking to start investing and start to look after their financial future, whether it be for something else. But mine's is sort of based on my kids, and to have some sort of stability in about 15 or 20 years' time. And if I decide to retire, I will not be stuck for money. Now, there is a risk whenever you invest in the stock markets that your money will go down as well as up. But if you are smart and you research and you keep an eye on your financial pie, you can chop and change as much as you like, and you can take away as well as add on. So if a company isn't doing well and you want to get them out of your financial pie, it's very, very simple to do, and you can add in new ones as you go along as well. So I would definitely advise everybody to start looking into that kind of stuff, because realistically, pension schemes and stuff are very susceptible to loss, because if a company decides that, okay, I can't stick it anymore, i.e. Debenhams have folded, and anybody that had a pension scheme that worked for them is gone. So anybody that was paying into those pension schemes has lost all their money. So you might have been paying into it for a year, but there's some people might have been paying into it for 20, and their pension schemes are now gone. So I would seriously consider looking into different financial securities. So, yeah. Look, I made a mistake there. It's CFD, not CFC. Yeah, so it's CFD, not CFC, and that 212 Trading app. The is the other side of things, but that there is sort of the gambling side, whether you're betting on how things are going to go up and down. I haven't really looked too much into that side of things, because I don't know enough about the stock market to know whether it's going to do well in that sense. Whereas the investment side of things is, you just keep putting your money in monthly or weekly, whatever you decide, and the algorithm does the rest. But what I will say is, before you start investing in the stock markets, make sure to read about them. Read about the stocks that you are going to invest in, and do your research, because, as I said before, as much as the stocks can go up, they can go down. So there is very, very good stocks out there that are going to be around for a long time, i.e. Coca-Cola, Johnson Johnson, Disney. I would say Amazon, but you never know. I don't think they're going to go anywhere in the next 10 years or more, because of the way they're purchasing stuff at the minute. I can't really see Amazon doing any worse than what it is in the current climate. But yeah, Tesla's doing really well at the minute. You have renewable energy, stuff like that. Think about it logically. Is it going to be around for the next 10 years, or is it going to be around for the next 2 or 3 years that, I can sort of foresee that, the downfall, and you can get your money out whenever, you decide that you think the company's going to, go down the way. But just listen to this. You will hear people talk about how if you had invested £1,000 in Apple 20 years ago, they would be worth 100,000 today. But what they don't tell you is Apple stocks fell below 20% 9 times over the 20 years. So people obviously thought, right, this is the end of Apple, and they took their money out, but yet no, they rose up again and done their thing. Now, that is only one example. Do I think that Apple's going to do really well? I'm not sure, is my honest answer. I can't see them going anywhere right now because they own a hell of a lot of the market. Right down to, the likes of AirPods. You know what I mean? They have a lot of products out there, and people are buying them because they are, all Apple. You know what I mean? There's people out there that's all, Windows heads and stuff like that there, especially in the gaming sector. Windows seems to be the go-to system. So, yeah, look, do your research and you'll do well. I only started it last August, and I'm learning on a daily what I can and cannot do, and just manage your money well. Start saving for your future. The earlier the better. So any younger listeners out there, if I had knew what I knew now in my 20s, I definitely would have been on the ball. So anybody that's any of my younger listeners, please go and start do your research, because you're investing into your future. You know what I mean? The way that you would go to school to learn about, music, or to learn about finance, or to learn about business, or whatever. You need to start learning about investment for your future. And this is the easiest accessible way of investing financially for your future. So go and do it. So yeah, anybody has any questions about that, please send me an email, Qn9netystudios@gmail.com. I will put that in the description as well. So do send me some emails about that, and I will continue that conversation. Right. Next on the agenda is, where is my notes? I have some notes written down here. Right, so next on my notes is, if you could give your younger self some advice, what would it be? I've already talked about investing, financially investing, but also I heard a conversation about it. This guy was asked that same question, and he nearly broke down in tears, because he clearly made some bad choices in his life, and he sounded like he was filled with some sort of regret of not doing the things that he wanted to do. So if somebody was to ask me that question now, if I was to go back now and talk to my younger self, or if I was fit to, go back to that 17-year-old kid that decided to, start drinking and women chasing and whatnot. At a younger age, I was a very talented footballer, and people kept saying to me, keep your head down and keep challenging yourself. You could go on and be, one of the greats. But at 17 years of age, I was like, fuck no. All my friends are out drinking and having the crack and, chasing women or men. And I was like, nobody's going to tell me how to live my life. This is my life. I'm going to do what I want to do. And sometimes, I think to myself, what if it would have went the other way? What if I would have, took on that sort of professionalism and decided to continue on playing football? And it wrecks my head, because, I wouldn't change my past, because I've met some really good people over the years, and I've had some really good times over the years. You know what I mean? The memories are always there. You know what I mean? And sometimes I think to myself, stop dwelling on it, because you can't change it now anyway. So there's no point in reminiscing about something that you could have done or you should have done. But the one thing that I would tell my younger self is, be nicer to people, be kind and respectful of people. Because I was a fucking asshole, and I'm going to say it right out now, because I treated people, with disrespect, and I didn't listen to people. I fucking thought I knew everything, as you do whenever you're a teenager. And through my 20s, I learned a lot about myself and grew. But, there's a lot of people out there that I was very disrespectful to and possibly hurtful to. I know for a fact that I have done that. So I would definitely give myself that advice. Be careful of how you do things and the mannerisms that you do them, because there's a lot of people out there that would carry that with them for the rest of their days. And I'm definitely one of those people. I carry everything. I sit at night and I think of shit that I'd done whenever I was fucking 15 years of age, and it fucking gives me the serious anxiety and the cold sweats, But, there's people out there that are probably thinking, or listening to this podcast, or maybe even see my name coming up as on music that I'm doing or whatever, and probably thinking, that guy's a dick. Remember what he did? But if you're listening to this, I do apologize. I was a different person back then, and I've learned a lot about myself up until this point. So, forgive and move on, I suppose. So I do forgive myself for the shit that I've done, and I've made peace with a lot of the shit that I've done over the years. So it makes me rest easy at night now. I don't really think about it too much. I get caught up in conversations a lot of the time, especially whenever I'm feeling down. And I've started to get away from that. But it's an ongoing battle, because you could be damn sure some night you'll just be lying there in bed, and next thing you open your eyes and it's like, Fuck, I remember that bastard that I fucking said that to whenever I was 20. Fuck, I was a real dick, eh? even to think about that now, even just fucking wrecks your head. But anyway, be grand, be grand. Again, I do apologize if you are listening to anybody. But yeah, look, if you could give your younger self some advice, what would it be? Hit me up in the email or comments, and let me know. We'll continue that conversation as well. Right. So moving on. So for the month of January, I have been doing a 5K every day. For the month of January, I have been doing it for a charity, but I also have been doing it for my own well-being, because in December I thought I was a real fat bastard. So I wanted to do some exercise and get involved, and it has been working, and it has been really, really helpful. I would suggest that anybody that is suffering with some mental health issues, anxiety or depression, to challenge themselves to get out of the house every day for an hour, go for a walk, even sit outside and read a book. But it's really cold this time of the year, so you should really be moving, even just to get outside and enjoy the fresh air. That little snow and stuff that we had there over the weekend was excellent, and we had some fun in the garden here, sliding and building snowmen and just general crack. It was really, really good. For the first time in a long time, I went to my bed and fell asleep within about 5 minutes. So that just shows you what exercise can do, and even just having the crack out in the fresh air. But anyway, back to the 5K. So I've been doing the 5K every day for the Live Life Lee Sorsey Foundation. I will put a link below in the description for that, and if anybody would like to donate to the GoFundMe, please do. And it has been great, because I have found myself starting to get a wee bit of fitness back. But the thing that has helped me the most, I swear on this, like, I have struggled with depression and anxiety, especially whenever I lie down at night to go to sleep. Like, as I spoke about earlier, I think of some of the maddest shit that you could ever think about, and probably the worst scenarios ever, and I just cannot sleep. I just cannot forgive myself, and it has just been an ongoing battle for fucking years, and all the drinking and partying that I'd done, you know what I mean? You think that's a good night's sleep, or you think you've slept for hours and you lie in your bed all day and all the rest, but whenever all that stuff's out of your system and it all wears off, and you're back to yourself again, the sleeping patterns come back again. But it's not the sleeping patterns, it's the mindset, you know what I mean? And it's the stuff that goes on in the mind. But I have definitely found that since I have been exercising as much as I have, my sleep has got better, because I'm going to bed, I'm tired, you know what I mean? And my mind hasn't got time to think about stuff, because my body is physically exhausted. So, look, I do 100% agree with everybody that says, go and do the exercise, because I have done it firsthand. So get out, get some exercise. You don't have to do a 5K every day, but get out and go for a walk. Don't listen to the sad music. Listen to something else. Listen to something cheerful. Or don't listen to anything at all. Listen to the sound of the birds in the sky, or whatever's going on. I sometimes music can be relatable to depression, because there's a lot of fucking depressing songs out there, and I know a lot of them because I listen to them and I have a good cry. But that's another thing that we'll talk about at a different stage. You know, it's there's no shame in showing emotion. So if you are emotional, let it out, because holding that shit in, somebody else is going to get it in the form of anger, because that's the only emotion people seem to have. But anyway, look, get out, get some exercise, really push yourself. The harder that you push yourself, the more the body is going to be tired. So, yeah. And by doing this, you should challenge yourself. Set the challenge, set the goal, and set the targets that you want to achieve within the time period that you have set for yourself. So for me, I have set myself a 5K challenge every day for the month of January. So that is my goal. That is my challenge, and that is my goal. And the target that I set for the charity was £1,000, which we have smashed after 17 days. So I want to be really thankful for that, and anybody that has been a part of that. So there you have it. Challenge, 5K every day. Goal for the month of January, and the target was £1,000. So I still have 5 more days left, because I'm recording this on the 27th. So that's actually 4 more days. And that's the way you should go about it. So if you are thinking about doing some exercise, set yourself the challenge. I am going to be outside for 30 minutes. What is the target for 7 days? So for each day of the week, you spend 30 minutes exercising, or just a walk or something, or going outside. Spend more time outside, or not listening to the depressing music, because it can be really, really damaging to your mental and mindset. So try to avoid anything that would trigger the sadness within you. Do things that make you happy. Another thing is, stay the fuck off social media. If you're feeling depressed, stay the fuck away from it. Stop liking those posts about fucking depression or whatever. Just stop it, because the algorithm, you're feeding the algorithm to the pain that is in your mind and in your body. Stay away from your phone, or set yourself that target to stop liking or stop interacting with those posts, because the algorithm is feeding you full and making you stay depressed, because it's showing you all the shit that you do not want to see, just because you've interacted with something that is, of that nature. So get outside, set yourself a challenge, and let's start working together. Anybody wants to talk about it or wants to ask some questions privately, hit me up on the email account, Qn9netystudios@gmail.com. Look, this is I'm coming towards the end of this podcast, because I don't want them to hang on for too long. It's only going to be 30-minute episodes. So for now, I'm Qn9nety. This is the podcast, which we will give a name to in the next episode. And if there's any other questions or queries that you want to talk about, hit me up. It can be anything. Also, artists out there who want to get their music on, listen back to the very start of this podcast. Make sure you fit all the criteria, and I will get your music on. Okay? So for now, thank you for listening, and hopefully I will see you again, or you'll be listening to me again soon. Peace.